Hi guys, it's Karl from Searcharoo here and I'm joined with James Dooley, my business partner. And in today's video, we're going to go through Google Links penalties. So specifically, we've loaded this one up and we're going to chat through this. So it is the Unnatural Links penalty from Google. So if you go into Search Console and you happen to see a manual penalty action and it says specifically unnatural links to your site, and the specific description is Google has detected a pattern of unnatural, artificial, deceptive, or manipulative links pointing to pages on this site. These may be the result of buying links that pass PageRank or are participating in link schemes. And then it has an effect section, which sometimes can affect all pages, which is usually what happens with this type of penalty. But on occasion, it can say it just affects specific pages on your site, but it never tells you what pages they are. But obviously, you very quickly find out. So, Dooley, have you got much experience with this type of penalty?
Yeah, obviously we've got a lot of experience. not from like my own sites being
No.
there. It's I wanted to learn quite a lot about what a good quality backlink was in Google's eyes many years ago. I used to just chase traffic and high DR in Ahrefs and think I knew what a good backlink was by using those two metrics. And then I thought it became really advanced when I started throwing into the mix reversing COSWIM, or what some people just call relevance. And thinking, I know now that I do relevant, do follow, with traffic, high DR links. I know what I'm doing with backlinks. And the truth of the matter is, there was two big factors that we wasn't looking at, which was trust and toxicity. And I then started to realize that I was seeing certain friends hit with unnatural links penalties. And then there was using certain people like Rick Lomas, who uses certain tools like Majestic and link research tools and many others to then help them get out of the penalty. So I was wanting to dig deep when people was getting these unnatural link penalties to see why they was getting them, and it like could negative SEO could that now start coming along, because I need to start making certain that if I've got some big sites, if I was getting negative SEO attack, how could I protect myself from getting these type of penalties? Now, the truthful matter is that a lot of what people think are toxic links are the links that are going to hit them to a negative SEO attack. Like, I've had 10,000 GSA blog comments all with Viagra, and oh my God, I'm going to get an unnatural links penalty. Google are very good at ignoring quite a lot of links. The actual most toxic links people can get sometimes are guest posts that people are buying that are part of bad link neighborhoods and basically are glorified PBNs. And Google knows that these websites are selling the links. They're linking to CBD, they're linking to casino, they're linking to porn. There's not much traffic going on, or actually some of them look like they've got a high DR and look like they've got traffic, but the traffic's been manipulated. So the unnatural links penalty, when we started then looking into it further, I wanted to invest, which obviously myself and you have invested in Backlink Doctor, which now carries out a lot of reconsideration requests from manual actions of people getting an unnatural links penalty in Google Search Console. Now, there's a lot more to it than what meets the eye in getting the reconsideration request. We have so many people saying, can we just not do the reconsideration request? And I'm like, you need to know all the steps for you from going step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, for making certain that you are, one, identifying that you understand that you've got the penalty to Google, that two, you're extracting all of your backlinks from places like Majestic, from SEMrush, Ahrefs, link research tools, Google Search Console to get all the fresh links. And then you actually need to try to outbound, like literally go out to them to try to say, these links you need to try and remove these links. I don't know why you're linking through to my site on any links that you think look toxic or you've not built. And then after that, go on.
One little bit for that is, and this is where a lot of people become unstuck. So let's say you do that piece, and the webmaster says, I'm going to charge you £50 or $50 to remove. At that point, you don't have to pay that. That's not what Google's saying. That is the point where you would then add that into the disavow, just to clear up some people's.
Yeah, so my next step was going to be that once you've outreached to the people to try to get them removed, any that was going to charge or any that just don't respond, you then need to load those URLs into a disavow file. You then need to submit that disavow file and then submit your website for a reconsideration request. All those steps need to be taken, and if you shortcut in any one of those steps, then you will not get it revoked. You also then need to go back and forth with regards to like making certain you understand trust and toxicity, because if you don't, you're not going to know which are the most harmful, problematic links that are pointing through to your site.
And again, I think you mentioned it just prior, the key for the reconsideration request isn't just submitting a disavow and click and go. You have to document every single step you've done, link into potentially, spreadsheets that they can see, or we've outreached to all of these sites. This is what the web master responded, if there's some responses and things like this, just to really show that you've went that extra step. We obviously within Backlink Doctor, we work with this quite a bit. We try to stay away from, we tend to focus more on doing just the disavow, because obviously there's a lot more steps involved with having to, complete a full reconsideration request. However, we do give all of the guidance and things.
You see that? So that's the next part. So the next question would be, how can you prevent your website from getting an unnatural links penalty? And so many people ask us this, like, I didn't know I was going to get it, and they're doing well, and then bam, they fell off a cliff, and they've got the unnatural links penalty, and they're saying, well, how could I have known I was going to get that? And the truth of the matter is, you should be doing proactive disavows. So you should be checking where your toxicity level is at in comparison to your competitors. And if you are the highest in comparison to your competitors, you need to start removing some of the links. Now, that could include removing some of the Viagra and the image scraper links, because they do add to your toxicity threshold of where you're at. But it's not normally those that are the most toxic type of links. Sometimes the PBNs or the guest posts that are part of bad link neighborhoods that might look good on the face of it in Ahrefs, that do get traffic and they are high DR, but they're toxic. And people need to start understanding that, yes, they might give some power, and yes, they might even give some trust, but with every link almost becomes a degree of power, trust, and toxicity. And you've got to try and balance that out in making certain that you're not overstepping the mark with regards to your toxicity thresholds. And they do change from niche to niche, because it is compared, like if you've got a toxicity threshold in gambling, it might be more like 1,750 is being the score. Yeah, if you're a local plumber, the toxicity score might only be 800. So you've got to then work out where that is. And if you don't know how to work that out, you're better just outsourcing it to someone that understands it. It's like if I was doing an extension on my house and I need a roof being done, I'm going to employ a roofer to do my roof. If I need some plumbing works being done, I'm going to employ a plumber. I wouldn't try to start understanding and trying to know how to do it. It took us, and I'd like to think I'm relatively advanced at SEO, and it took us a few years to fully understand exactly what a good link and a backlink was. And I thought I knew what a good link and a backlink was. So it's it's a tough one for people to try to do, but it's not too expensive to try to get yourself out of it. But proactive disavows, keep your toxicity threshold down. Backlink Doctor will tell you where your toxicity threshold is in comparison to your competitors, and everything can be tracked then end to end. And then you then start to know how much you can get away with digital PR campaigns, with guest posts, with link inserts, whether you need to be trying to get some more. It also does like an anchor text cloud. Can you get more branded anchor text and naked URL anchor text in your backlink profile, which might help along the way?
Another thing that what a lot of people do, which you kind of touched on as well, is a lot of people end up stopping link building, but that isn't what it's the penalty isn't for that. The penalty is saying that there's artificial links going on or manipulative links. So actually what you should be doing is you should go, right, you know what? I am going to try and keep link building, but I'm going to be building links that are maybe the lower tier of the toxicity threshold, or zero toxicity ideally, which will actually help drive my toxicity ratio down, because obviously it's a ratio. So if you have more non-toxic links, it's going to bring that ratio down. And again, although you have a penalty, it will obviously help with that. You still have to get that penalty gone. You still have to do the reconsideration request because it's been manually put on the website. But it will help after that for future proofing the website.
Do you know something else as well that's quite funny, right? Is that I'm going to ask people to leave a comment in the comment section to see whether they understand trust and toxicity on backlinks. And I also think there'll be a mini backlash where some people say, you don't need to do proactive disavows. I've never had an unnatural links penalty. And there's so many people that are bullish out there that try to throw out conspiracy theories or myths and stuff like that. But they are handing it out left, right, and centre. Unnatural link penalties. Still to this day, we're still getting with backlink not to several per week what we're working on with regards to unnatural link penalties, manual action in Google Search Console. Yet some of these people believe that you don't need to do disavows. And what I'd like to challenge them on is, are they ranking in a difficult market? Are they proactively trying to power up their website to get a higher domain authority to grow up the traffic tiers? And if the best saying that I normally do is, it's only a problem when it's a problem and then it's too late. So these people who are saying, oh, you don't need to do a disavow, their toxicity threshold might be here, and at present they might be there. And do you know what? There's been certain people, and you're going to laugh at this, Karl, because you know who I'm on about, who has proactively in conferences said, you do not need to do disavows. And a couple of months later, after they've carried on link building, they've gone above the threshold, been penalised, got the unnatural links penalty, come to us with the tail between the legs saying, we need you to help us. So what I would say is, yes, there's a lot. I'd probably say 95, 98% of sites don't generally get hit with an unnatural links penalty. So majority will say it's not needed. But trust me, if you are proactively doing any sort of link building, you need to understand your trust and toxicity thresholds of what you should be doing and working towards to make certain that you do not get hit. Because it's only a problem when it's a problem, and then it's too late. Don't go and get yourself these penalties, because even when you get it revoked, the traffic that comes back takes a while for them to give you the trust back and the historical data and the traffic back to your site. It takes a while to recover, even after you've had the reconsideration revoked. It's definitely the best cure is to try to prevent it happening in the first place. So get the proactive disavows and try not to get the unnatural links penalty, because it's tough. And Google sometimes can take 6 to 12 months to even respond to your reconsideration request.